Hey everybody, this is Badal again. Welcome back. We are going to again cover another chapter from CBSE Class 6 English. This time, this is from Unit 1 Fables and Folk Tales, the poem Raven and the Fox. I hope you're going to learn a lot and enjoy a lot at the same time. Let's take you to the screen. Hi, welcome to the screen here. And here goes the poem. We shall be covering here the Raven and the Fox, which belongs to Unit 1 of Fables and Folk Tales. So let's get started with the poem here. First, we'll be talking about the poet of this particular poem. This is written by Jean de La Fontaine, a French writer. And here goes Jean de La Fontaine. About him, we will learn a little. And then after that, we will be going for other parts here. Look at here. Jean de La Fontaine is actually a French writer. Was born July 8, 1621. And he was from France. And he is famous for writing fables. And his writings are popularly known as Fables of La Fontaine. Fables of La Fontaine is what he is famous for his writing. He wrote in French, and he was inspired by Aesop's fables, and he wrote a lot of fables. And the famous fables are the fox and the crow, and the ant and the grasshopper, the lion and the rat, the wolf and the lamb. Then these fables, generally they go on talking about greed, pride, foolishness, cunningness. These are the human weaknesses that it generally highlights. And then, of course, a fable will 100% deliver what we know as moral lesson. And in our poem also, which is a fable, we shall learn moral lessons. Look at here carefully. We'll be talking right now about the fables. What are fables? What do we know about the fables? Fables are actually short stories which are put in the form of verse or poem, and this delivers actually moral life lesson, right? And in this kind of fables, now we will find animals behaving like humans. Like what? Animals will speak like human, think like human, plan like human, and make mistakes like human. And this is, of course, what we know as personification. When animals go on acting, behaving like human, we call it as personification. And these are written in this form, engaging animals behaving and acting like humans, because it is easy to impart moral lesson to the children and as well as adults. As I told earlier, this will, of course, reflect pride, greed, laziness, dishonesty, these human weaknesses. Fables, they actually try to give very clear message. And the fables are famous fables are there. Aesop's fable, which comes from ancient Greece, Jean de La Fontaine, who wrote fables from France, and even from India we have fables like Panchatantra and Jataka tales. You can go through these Panchatantra and Jataka tales. They are very interesting way of telling people a lot of things that we generally make our life a mess into, right? So anyway, and here in our poem also we'll find a lot of features that we discussed in fables generally that we find. And here I brought one picture. If you see, we have fables of Aesop, fables of Jean de La Fontaine. They're from France. And of course, the basic features, these all details you'll find in our Bodhi website, where we will have Bodhi shop. Actually, this contents will be for you to buy at a very marginal price. I'll talk about it later on. Let's talk a little about the form and structure of the poem. Now, our poem is a fable, as we already discussed, and it is written in verse. It is a narrative poem What is a narrative poem? It tells a complete story with characters, actions, and a clear meaning and a clear ending. And you should know here animals are used as characters to teach a moral lesson. I told here we have used here simple rhythmic language so that young readers understand it better. And our poem is written in 4 stanzas, and we have, of course, a working rhyme scheme here. So I'll be taking you the poem once so that you understand what rhyme scheme do we carry in the poem. Look at here carefully. If you look at the poem here, this is stanza 1. Rhyme scheme, if you look at limb, A, him, A, beak, B, seek, B. Similar rhyme scheme is followed throughout the stanza. Look at here. A word, bird, A, sing, B, king, B. Then there goes joke, A, croak, A, pride, B, eyed, B, know, A, glow, A, wise, B, surprise, B. And so it is simply the rhyme scheme goes as A, B, B in all stanzas. A simple rhyme scheme that we find here. So let's talk in detail about the form and structure that we were in. You need to understand this particular poem has 4 stanzas, and 4 stanzas talk 4 different ways the story. What does the first stanza talk about? First stanza talks about introduction of the characters and the situation. Second stanza, what does the second stanza tell? Second stanza tells about the fox who is using flattery. Remember this word flattery. We will have a detailed talk on flattery because flattery is a thing which you should learn from this poem. Stanza 3, take a look at. It talks about Raven's mistake and loss, exactly the way we humans do. Raven made a mistake and loss. And stanza 4 will talk about a moral lesson. Clearly, it will tell what we should do, what we should not do. Okay. After this form and structure, we will little bit take you to the character part. Look at here. We have predominantly 2 characters in our poem. The fox and the raven. You'll have to understand fox is very clever, cunning, and intelligent. He wants a morsel of food, a piece of food which was held by the raven, but the raven won't give it. So how to make sure that he gets that piece of food? Now, he uses flattery and sweet words, and we will go exactly at the when we go through the poem, we shall understand how this fox uses flattery and our raven falls in the trap and gets to lose his morsel of food. Then we have the character Raven. Raven is proud and very, very much having a sense of arrogance about a certain skill of singing that he has. He is holding a piece of food in its beak, but he believes in the false praise of the fox. And because of his pride, he does this and he tries to sing. And then eventually he loses the morsel of food. In this way, he was fooled by the flattery of the fox. We shall learn about it when we go through the poem. These are the 2 characters we have, a fox and the raven. And I would like to show you the pictures and details of those. So we will now go through once stanza wise detail. Remember, every stanza we will have line by line meaning, and then fun facts I have added here. We shall talk about the fun facts. Then we will also talk about learn more section. What can we learn from this particular piece of stanza? We will talk about this also here. Let's talk about first stanza. Take a look at. And if you like our classes, please consider coming to Bodhi classes website, and here you can join online classes. Just you can go on clicking this register now button, and you'll be taken to a Google form, and you'll be asked to fill things here, and then fill and let us know what is there. Your class. We are organizing online classes in the hybrid mode and fully online mode. If you'd like, please join our online classes. Thank you very much. 10 to 1, if you look at Mr. Ravan. Mr. Ravan was perched upon a limb. Look at here. Mr. Ravan perched. Look at the word meaning perched. What is there in the word meaning perched? Sitting or resting on a branch. It's called perching. So where is he sitting or resting? Perched. He was perched on a limb. Remember, we don't pronounce the last word B. So you should pronounce it as limb. So the Raven was sitting on a branch of a tree, right? A limb. And then what happened? And Reynard is actually the name of the fox. Name of the fox is Reynard. Reynard the fox looked up at him. He looked up at him. What is looked up? Raised his eyes to see something above. Now, for the raven held in its great big beak, raven held in its great big beak. What did he hold? What is called beak? Beak is the hard pointed mouth of a bird. It's called a beak. What was the raven holding in its great big beak? A morsel. The fox would go far to seek. So there had been a morsel. What is a morsel? A small piece of food. A small piece of food that particular raven had in its great beak. And this particular morsel of food, the fox would go far to seek. What does it mean by go far to seek? The fox would make every effort, great effort, anything he would be ready to do to get that piece of morsel. What is morsel? A small piece of food. It will try, search, or try to do anything and everything to get that piece of food. Now, will the raven give it? Nah. Then the fox has to plan something. So here we shall get fox makes a plan, and he will use what we call as flattery. What is flattery? False praise. Praising somebody falsely so that he becomes fool and falls in the trap. Look at here, fun facts we have added here. And remember, if you go to Bodhi classes shop website, you are going to find the full 33-page content. Some of the content is in front of you here. You can buy this particular Raven and the Fox content just at the rupees of 20. A PDF one-time download, you will have it. I have given the link in the description. I'll talk about it also later. Look at ravens are smartest birds in the world. Remember, they can also, what they can do also, they can mimic human voice. They can copy human voice. There is a group of ravens who are called as conspiracy or unkindness. It's a kind of it's a kind of spooky name. Anyway, ravens can remember human faces. So if you trouble a raven, the raven might recognize you and take revenge later on. And they often play games in the air. The games of the birds that happens. In many old stories, ravens are also used as messengers between gods and humans. Now, these are just talks, and they are excellent imitators. They can copy sounds like car horns, whistles, even animal calls. So they are very smart birds. And if you talk about the fox, Foxes are very clever and quick thinkers. They are tricksters. A baby fox is called a baby fox is called kit or cub. A female fox is called vixen. You know this. And the foxes have excellent hearing. They can hear even from 40 yards away. They can hear even a watch ticking 40 yards away. So sharp hearing ability they have. Their thick, bushy tail are called brushes. This is used for balanced and warmth in winter. Foxes can run silently. They have padded feet that help them to sneak or prey without making noise. Foxes can climb trees and foxes can swim even. And that's why they are the most adaptable animal on earth. The foxes communicate over 40 different sounds. Okay, from yips, growls, barks, many types. Let's now talk about mythology is filled with these foxes and ravens. Ravens often appear in fables, legends, myths. I already said Aesop's fables. Norse mythology also. The god Odin had two ravens. Names were this is Hugin, thought, and Manin, theory. Look at here, the two. These are the symbolic image I have brought here. These are the two ravens God Odin used to carry, right? And they flew around the world and brought him news. So this kind of ravens are connected with mythology also. This is Norse mythology. Okay. If you talk about Native American stories, the Raven is seen as a wise trickster. And sometimes they are even connected as the creator of the world, though these are just speculations. Ravens are also symbol of intelligence, mystery, and transformation in many, many cultures. Now, foxes, take a look at. What do we know about foxes connected in various other, you know, literature and places? Now, they are famous for cleverness, wit, and quick thinking. In European fables, fox often outsmarts others. How? Using tricks and flattery. Just exactly the way Reynard in our poem did. In Japanese mythology also, foxes are called as, this is called kitsune, believed to have magical powers and the ability to change shape. So there I have brought a symbolic picture here. Look at it. In Japanese mythology, foxes are called kitsune, believed to have magical powers and the ability to change shape into humans. If you talk about Indian stories, Panchatantra, Jatakas, foxes teach us about wisdom, greed, and honesty. The foxes remind us that cleverness must be used wisely, not to cheat or harm others. So these are some interesting things and literature-based, connections with the fox and the raven we learned in the first stanza. We will now move to second stanza. Look at here. What does the second stanza say? Second stanza tells, "Say the fox in admiring tone." Admiring tone? What is admiring tone? In a voice full of praise and appreciation. Praising, complimenting, saying good words in admiring tone. He said, "My word." What is my word? My word. It's an expression of surprise and admiration. You are surprised to see something very interesting and awesome. My word. Sir Raven, look at the address. He calls Sir. He addresses Sir. Polite way of addressing. He said, "You are a handsome bird." Look at here. False praise. These are all false praise. Flattery we know as. Now he said, "Sir Raven, you're a handsome bird. Such feathers." Now he says, such handsome feathers you have. What is feathers? Soft covering of the bird's body, feathers. And then he said, "If you would only sing, if you sing, the birds of these woods would call you a king." Now he gave one more word of flattery. He said that if you sing, look at the key point that he wanted the bird to do is singing. He said, if you would sing, then the birds of these woods, what is woods here? Remember, woods are called forest. The other birds who are living in the jungle are called actually birds of these woods. Woods is forest here. Would call you, would call you what? Would call you king. you know, they would make him the leader or ruler of this particular forest. This is what the fox tried to flatter the raven with. You need to understand flattery. Flattery, it's a very, very ancient thing. False praise, flattery, is a very ancient thing, and it started even in ancient Egypt and in Greece. Okay. And here, how these particular uh, flattery has been done. Look at here, handsome, he told, it's a flattery, right? Then he said good, that means he was good looking, right? And then more we learn here. You see, birds feathers are made from special protein called keratin, and it is the same material used for creating human hair and nails. In a forest like woods in the poem create their own way of tiny ecosystem. Anyway, a large tree can be, one large tree can be the home for 500 insects, birds, and animals also. Okay. Anyway, there are other information. If you go to our shop and buy this content, you will be able to get this all in one PDF file. Anyway, look at also here the word he called the Ravenous king. And also he said, my word, it's an exclamation. It means, oh, wow. You are trying to say that you're so much happy, amazed, influenced, and so much you are feeling good to see the Raven. Okay, now this was second stanza that we talked about. We will go to the third stanza. Look at here. This is the shop details here, the content that you are supposed to get from our Bodhi shop website. You're going to get, this is the Raven and the Fox, CBSE Class 6. You can see the table of contents and look at down 33 page content I have here ready for you. 33 page content. You're going to get all details here, summary, Hindi summary, word meanings, stanza wise, fun facts, learn more, and all these details. And after that we are going to get even take a look at, we will be getting about fables and their purposes, main themes that we have used here, form and structure of the poem, characters, story development. Then we will get one comic I had prepared for you, the fellows. You can just even go through and enjoy the comic. Then we have integrated exercise. You should understand, here we have around 45 MCQs with answers, right? Then 1 mark question and answers. There are total 41 mark question answers. 2 mark short questions and answers of around 40 to 50 words. You're going to get total here 12 short question answers. Long question answers, we have 150 words, 5 long question answers. Then extract bits, 5 extract based question and answers we have. You can look at here 5 question and answers. Then there goes a worksheet, 100 marks worksheet we have prepared for you to practice at home on this poem. And on various types of questions we have prepared for this 100 marks. And if you'd like, we could not add textbook solutions because it was such a big content already. So we have given the link of our website, Bodhi Classes. If you click here, you will get Bodhi Classes textbook solutions also. So hopefully you visit our Bodhi shops website and buy this just at 20 rupees. Link is given in the description. Look at what is there in the third stanza. In third stanza, though, the Raven, who did not see the joke, Raven could not understand the joke. Look at the word did not see. What is did not see? It means he did not understand the trick, the idea and the plan that the fox had done. He did not understand. Forgot that his voice was just a croak. And the Raven forgot that his voice was like a croak. What is a croak? Look at here. Harsh sound made by Raven and frog. Very rough, harsh, coarse sound. A coarse voice he had. He did not have a good voice. Ravens don't have good voice. But the fox fluttered, and Raven believed that, oh, yes, really, his voice might have been awesome. He opened his beak in his foolish pride. He was so proud about the fact that, oh my God, my voice must have been extraordinarily, beautiful. So he was foolish. He was foolishly proud. And he was foolishly proud, and down fell the morsel the fox had eyed. And as he opened his mouth to sing, the morsel fell down. Do you remember the meaning of the word morsel? A piece of food. The piece of food which was in the beak of the raven, it fell. And the fox had actually eyed on this. Look at here. The fox had been watching and waiting for the food. He was wanting the food. He was waiting for these. Eyed, you should take the meaning of the word eyed as, looked at with interest and desire. Okay, here goes the third stanza's details. Some fun facts I have added here. Look at here. Now here, Raven and the frogs, they croak, and the crows caw, and the owls hoot. There are some sounds in the images I have brought. It is there in our content. You can easily access the content and get to know about all these things. And look at here, pigeons coo, ducks quack, nightingales sing, and ravens can mimic human speech if they are trained. I already told you already. Look at here. Now, if you talk about a beak, we have been told here about beak. If you see, he was having the morsel in his beak. Let's talk a little about the beaks. There are a lot of types of beaks. Sharp beak happens, that is eagle's one. Then flat beaks happen, that is duck's one. Cone-shaped beaks also happen, sparrows, right? But our ravens, they have strong carved beaks, right? They can use it as a tool to dig, to carry, even to hit like a hammer, right? And beaks, they keep growing just like human nails. Even if the beaks get broken, they'll again grow. Look at here in the one symbolic picture here. I have already added this. Sharp beak, flat beak, cone-shaped beak, carved beak, chisel beak, various types of beaks are there. So for purposes also there. These all details you're going to find in our Bodhi shop content. This link is given in the description. You can go and buy at a marginal price of just ₹20. Look at. And then we have a food word also in our this stanza. If you look at carefully, morsel. I just wrote the meaning, if you remember. Now let's talk a little about the morsel, how it happens. Look at carefully. There goes morsel. It means a small piece of food. And when people eat, they refer to the piece of food in many, many ways. Some people say about nibble, a small bite, tiny bite, chunk, a thick and large piece, crumb, very small bit of bread, slice, a thin, flat piece. This is called. And in our poem, we got to know small morsel is used here as the term. Okay, let's get back to the third stanza here, right? Fourth stanza we are going to cover right now. Here it goes, fourth stanza. And the fourth stanza, what happens? Take a look at. Ha ha, laughed the fox, and now ignore sweet words that make you glow. So this is the moral lesson that one should have. Ignore sweet words that make you glow. Look at the explanation ones. Haha, it's an expression of laughter or mockery. Indirect insult, you can say. And he said, ignore, don't pay attention to the sweet words. Actually, if people are using so much sweet words, you should be alarmed, very cautious. Those could be flattery, words of flattery. And sweet words, especially those sweet words which make you glow, which make you feel proud or over happy. You should be careful when it happens. Pride, my friend, is rather unwise. He said, feeling very much proud is not wise. Unwise. It is not sensible. It is foolish. He said, I'm sure this teaching is quite a surprise. And he tells, my friend, this lesson that you got is a surprise. It's something unexpected for you. Yeah, really, this is something, a lesson that the Raven learned today, that he should not be at all glowing with happiness when somebody flatters him. This is the lesson for all of us, actually. Now, we will talk a little about flattery here. Remember, flattery is one of the oldest tricks. We already talked about flattery a little while ago, beforehand also. And this is one of the prime themes that we actually find in this particular poem. And flattery is a tool that is used by clever people, with the people who are just done with emotions, and we cannot break the shackles of our mind. We can't use flattery openly. If somebody can use flattery in a very interesting manner, there will be no enemies for him. There will be success coming easy in the tough situations. So one should learn how to do flattery in some situations where it is needed. But don't flatter people. It lowers your character and it lowers your personality at the same time. Anyway, so look at here. Flattery its origin of the flattery is actually French. It is from France. Ancient kings used to have flatterers, and this is a very much psychological thing. Nowadays also, people go on using flattery. Some people use very consciously, some people don't use consciously. Anyway, this particular thing also you'll get in the content box when we see it. And one thing more I have brought for you, the fellows, that's called the whole story in comic form. I hope you will like it. Let me bring you the whole poem, actually, the narrative poem in the comic form. Here it goes. Look at here. The Fox and the Raven in the comic form we have here. Uh, First, the fox comes and tells, I want that cheese. He's telling in his mind. And the fox made a plan. What plan? I will not, this bubbles are wrongly made. I will not use force. I'm going to use flattery. And he said, good day, sir, Raven. What beautiful feathers you have. Flattery. The clever fox used this flattery. Then uh, the Raven said, good day, Sir Raven. Okay, this is said by the fox. Fox is saying, good day, Sir Raven. What beautiful feathers you have. And Raven thought, oh my God, he's praising me. I must be very special. And forgetting everything, the Raven tried to sing caw caw, and immediately the morsel of food fell down. As you can see, here's the morsel of food, and it came in the mouth of the fox, as you can see. And then the fox tells the Raven the learning of this particular situation. He tells, next time, ignore sweet words. Pride makes us foolish. And here is the learning tagline that you should remember. Do not trust false flattery. Pride leads to loss. And here goes the poem. If you think that we can do better than this in any way, please write in the comment box. We would love to know your thoughts about this lesson. And thank you very much for watching this video. Keep coming.